Hello YouTube, Kingpin of Cinema here, and once again with my good buddy QB999. And here we're going to give you our latest game review, Bioshock 2.
And boy was I shocked.
That's one way of putting it. So,
not at how good it was, but...
The thing about this game is, probably a good place to start with this review is the expectation side of the game. See, back in about a year ago, they were really pushing the idea of this game that you were going to be playing as Big Daddy.
One of the big guys that inspired fear in the heart of Rapture in the first game. The ones that you were afraid to come across because you knew if you saw one, they were going to fuck you up.
Yeah, for the guys that haven't played Bioshock 1, and you do need to play Bioshock 1 because it is fantastic. Bioshock 1 was the game that got me to get a 360. When I saw the previews for Bioshock 1, I was like, damn, dude, I need to get a 360
That's
now.
one thing this series did do well, was advertising. It does advertising spectacularly.
Yeah, Bioshock 1 and Bioshock 2 look fantastic. They look absolutely great. But let's go back to what we were saying about expectation, and this is where the major problem that we both had for this game, you a bit more than me, was, yes, you do play as a Big Daddy, and for you that don't know Big Daddies, they're essentially these big lumbering beasts that all wear
scuba gear,
like diving diving suits. And you don't have to fight them, but if you want to get stronger in the game, you have to fight them. Or, like, you'll need to fight them. And these battles were always meant to be, like, boss battles. Optional boss battles. And they were, like, tough as hell.
So you, after playing the first game and fighting, you expect, wow, I'm going to be one of those Big Daddies. I am going to be such a badass.
Yeah, I'm going to be, like, one of these, like, tough motherfuckers going around jacking shit up. But are you a Big Daddy in this game? No. You look like one, but essentially you're nowhere near as strong as a Big Daddy.
In this game, you play a bit as a Big Daddy. You still fight other Big Daddies, but they still overpower you like nothing.
Yeah, like essentially what it comes down to is you really just don't feel like you're a Big Daddy and you're like going around jacking stuff up. You'll like watch previews or like cutscenes of your character like killing splicers,
drilling them in the face, throwing them around like a ragdoll, crushing them underneath your boots.
Yeah, you're just like slaughtering everything. Do you do that in this game? No. You feel like just a regular human. Yeah, you have Big Daddy weapons, like you have the drill, you have the rivet gun, but you really
they don't seem any more effective than the weapons in the first game.
Yeah, like the rivet gun seems just as effective as the Thompson machine gun that you got. You kind of get some of the same equipment, like the rocket launcher and the spear gun. Well, in the first one it was a crossbow, but the equipment is essentially works the exact same. It's just different palette swap. You're just
still. When I was hoping that when I played a Big Daddy, I would be one of the Big Daddies that the inhabitants of Rapture would look at me and just piss their pants and run away. But now it seems when they look at a Big Daddy, they think, well, fuck him, I could take him, I have a wrench with me. And guess what? It works.
Yeah, you're constantly under attack. It adds a few new features in Bioshock 2, such as you get to carry a little sister with you, and you'll come across certain bodies that have Adam, and as you're collecting it, then you start getting rushed by, like, every inhabitant of Rapture in a 12-mile radius.
A little girl sticking a needle into a dead body just must send out a signal to everyone within a mile radius to just come running.
Yeah, there's just like, well, she's a vulnerable. That's all attack. You're still guarding her. You have to protect her. And you're just getting swamped by dozens of enemies and just getting your ass kicked. After a while, the first couple of times I did those segments, like, I'm like, this is cool. This is fun. But then when you go to like a new area and see there's just like 3 little sisters, and each little sister you get
has to do it like twice.
You do it twice, so it's like, okay, that's 3 Big Daddy battles, and that's 6 times I have to collect Adam.
And get hoarded by a ton of splicers.
It just gets old after a while.
It gets old very fast.
Yeah. The other major problem that this game has is it doesn't have the big wow moments. See, the thing about video games is, like the really good ones will have these big set pieces where these big story moments you would just go wow. You get I guess you could call them like water cooler moments, like something you do, you go to work, where in a gathering you just get all your buddies together and just be like, man, you need to play this game because there's just this one moment where you just go, wow, that was amazing.
Times in a game where it just boggles the mind that you just saw that. It's like, you just kind of sit there, and it takes you a moment to actually process what you just saw.
Like, a good example would be in Bioshock 1, when you first see Rapture. That's like a big wow moment. Where a better example is when you meet Andrew Ryan, and you kill him. That was another big wow moment, too.
And times like in Modern Warfare 2, stuff like that, just big wow moments.
This game doesn't have those. There's a complete lack of them.
In fact, it feels, honestly, it's basically a carbon copy of the first game. If you just hide the 2 there, then it just starts being the first Bioshock again.
That's the problem you kind of had. For me, despite those 2 major problems, this game is worth playing. It is worth your time to play.
Yeah.
I did have fun with it, but is it worth a $60 purchase? And in my opinion, no. This is a rent. This is a game you rent. And
either rent it or wait for the price to come down later on.
Or like get it like as a used purchase for like $20 in like a year. It's fun. It looks fantastic. The
gameplay, the problems they had in the first game, they fixed in this one, like the hacking. Much more fluid, much quicker, much easier.
And another problem that the first game had was that it had a lack of variety in enemies. This game has that with 2 new Big Daddy types, the Alpha, the Striker. You get Big Sister, and you have a new Splicer type, which is essentially the Hulk. Where actually, he kind of reminds me more of a Dr. Jekyll in A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that's what they were kind of going for.
Okay.
Well, there's not really a whole lot else to say about this. It's
a fun game.
It's a game that will eat up about 12 hours of your life. It's shorter than the first one, but it is worth playing. It's okay. It doesn't really hold a candle to the first game, but it is a rent.
It's not a blockbuster, but it's a fun play. If you have some free time, check it out.
Yeah, totally. So that's all we got for Bioshock.
Alright, so thanks for listening to our rants.
And if you guys don't like it,
okay.